Greetings, Doug Sahlin, your digital photo guru here. Today I'm going to show you how to edit video in Photoshop. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos. Leave a like and leave comments. Stick around till the end of the video and I'll show you a really cool tip. Okay, I'm here in Photoshop and we're going to make some magic happen with a video that I shot on my iPhone. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the Finder and I'm going to get a video into Photoshop. I'm on a Mac. And let's just look for a video that looks like it will be something worthy. And I'm going to choose this video, and all I need to do is drag it into the Photoshop interface and drop it. And there's my video. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Photoshop is an image editing program, but you can edit video in it. And you can do some very cool things with video in Photoshop. Now this is on a video group layer. To make the magic happen and to access the filters for everything that Photoshop has to offer, you're going to have to choose Filter, Convert for Smart Filters. Because if you don't do that, Photoshop will only apply the edits to one frame, the frame you are working on. Now that it's set up for everything on every frame, I'm going to choose the Camera Raw filter. And the first thing I'm going to do is click Auto and see what Photoshop gives me. Now that's not bad, but there's clouds, so I'm going to drag the highlights down a bit more so the clouds show up a bit better. And I'm also going to add a bit of texture because we have foliage in the video and a little bit of clarity. There's no haze, so I don't have to use dehaze, but if I want the other way with dehaze, I could make it look like it was foggy, but I'm not going to do that. So now let's look at what else we have here. We can adjust the tone curve like we could on an image. This adds a subtle bit of contrast to it. Detail. Now I'm going to sharpen. Actually, I'm not going to sharpen this because I use clarity and texture, but I am going to use some noise reduction. If I hold down the Option key and drag across to a setting of about 26, and I could actually, if I wanted to, zoom into an area where noise would be prevalent, like right in here, and see exactly what I've got. So there's not much noise in the image, so I'm going to leave it like that. Now let's go into HSL. Now I like to think that sometimes I leave my polarizing filter at home, and I don't have a polarizing filter for my iPhone. So I can go into Luminance and grab this little guy up here, which is a targeted adjustment tool, and just drag down inside the cloud, and voila. It's like instant polarizing filter. One more thing I want to do is go into split toning and add a little bit of warmth to it. It was a warm, beautiful day getting close to sunset, so I'm going to add a little bit of tone to the highlights. And now let's take a look at the before and after. Much better improvement. Look at all the color that I've got in the image. And I'm happy with that, so I'm going to close it. Now I could play the video, but it's going to go incredibly slow. I could play it by pressing the play button or the space bar, but Photoshop is rendering this, so it's going to be really slow. So I'm just going to stop that. And I told you I'd show you something else that was very cool if you stuck around to the end of the video. You can crop a video in Photoshop. I shoot everything on my phone in 4K. And I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. So I'm going to select the crop tool, and 9:16 aspect ratio, that is the identical aspect ratio for Instagram. And then I can just drag it wherever I want to and double click to crop it to that point. I'm going to go back in my history and I'm going to undo the crop, but you get the idea. So now the only thing I need to do is export this and render the video, give it a name, and select a folder. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I suggest you choose H.264 for the video format. And it's rendering it at the document frame rate. I am going to choose 29.97 and render it, and this will take a while. Photoshop has finished rendering the video, and I prepared a before and after comparison to show you just what you can do in Photoshop. Here's the before, and here's the after. Notice how much more vibrant the colors are and how much more the clouds pop out using the Camera Raw filter in Photoshop. So there you have it, editing video in Photoshop.